93 Boxing, I'm back with a quick video. They're saying Eddie Hearn ruined Kell Brook's career. He's the one that put him against Golovkin. And to a certain extent, what happens when a fighter accepts the offer? What happens when a fight gets made? It means the fighter accepted the offer as well as the rest of the team. If they don't accept it, if they don't want that offer, they still finally accepted it because for whatever reason. And also the promoter has to accept the offer. So when people say Kell Brook versus Triple G was made because Eddie Hearn didn't give a shit, one could say that, oh, that's not true because Kell Brook wanted that fight. But at the same time, I personally think Eddie Hearn did destroy his career a little bit. Eddie Hearn, right? Here's the thing. Fighters believe they can fighters feel invincible. They have to have the mindset where they feel invincible, right? That's the fighter's mindset. The fighter's mindset has to be like that. It's up to the team, who could also be blamed, by the way, in this situation, but also the promoter. And promoters have been heartless. Promoters are heartless. We've seen this in the past. The Team Brook, is closer to Kell Brook than Eddie Hearn. Or at least it should be. Right? That's with any team. So you could, in a way, blame Eddie Hearn. You could also blame his team. I think it's good to blame his team. Because promoters they're just promoters. They're trying to make money. You should know that. They're just trying to make money. Look at Bob Arum, Don King. All promoters are kind of fucked up, but their job is to make money. Whether the money they're making keeps you happy, whether they can keep you happy or not, their job is to make money. It's obviously good if they can keep you happy. It's good for long term, but that's not the topic. So Eddie Hearn he did ruin Kell Brook's career, but at the same time I feel like Team Brook ruined Team Brook's career. Or Kell Brook's career, yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel. Kell Brook is supposed to take that fight. Fighters feel invincible. But his team, I said the same thing about Amir Khan's team. No one should have gave him the Canelo fight. And if his father was in the team, then you could imagine what his father must be like. Giving his son, who started at 135, right? Giving his son to a guy who blows up to 180 plus. I personally think it's not Kell Brook that he fought Golovkin that really ruined it. Although that's partly to do with it because Kell Brook's confidence, he fears whenever he's going to have adversity, those nightmares are going to come. And I think it could be similar said with Amir Khan. We don't know how he's going to react when he gets hit with a few hard shots. Like if Keith Thurman faces Khan, we don't know how hard he's going to react. Although I think Amir Khan doesn't. Amir Khan still has experience where he has taken hard shots and bounced back from it, whether getting knocked out and then bouncing back, or taking hard shots in the ring and facing adversity like he did against Maidana. What really ruined Kell Brook's career is this little cherry picking shit that he had. Eddie Hearn did not cherry pick for Kell Brook throughout. Here's the thing people need to realize. Kell Brook was cherry picking beforehand. While Khan was fighting Maidana, Kell Brook was still, that year when he was fighting Mananaji Maidana, Kell Brook was still with Frank Warren and his resume stink ass. It really did. He got caught trying to go to a ladies' toilet. But, he was trying to go to a ladies' toilet and the bar manager had to stop him. Or they tried to stop him. And Kell Brook got so angry. I assume he got angry because he attacked the bar manager viciously. I can just imagine, what you say, mate? You won't let me go to the ladies' toilet. Bam, bam. There goes 2 punches and he's down. That guy's down. Kell Brook be like, ain't no one stopping me from going to the ladies' toilet. Or in his own little Sheffield accent. Kell Brook kept cherry picking, and now he was used to those bums, right? He was used to KOing these bums. And to be honest, even that, I remember at one point that Amir Khan and Kell Brook had 31 fights, both of them. But Kell Brook had, I think, only 2 more knockouts. Like, Khan had 19 knockouts, Kell Brook had 21. And you have to think to yourself, wow, this guy's fighting bums. How the fuck is he not getting more knockouts? And then, obviously, he now has more. Amir Khan didn't have a knockout since the Carlos Molina fight. And, the Carlos Molina, obviously, is a lower level opposition. But before that, he has stoppages over Paulie Malignaggi. He has stoppages over some decent fighters, man. People forget that. Zab Judah. You could say Zab Judah quit and whatnot. And he kind of did. But, which I'm going to talk about in a bit, because UK fighters don't only quit, right? There's some US fighters that quit hard. So, we're not going to sit there and say that Kell Brook was trying to fight top fighters while Amir Khan was fighting all these fighters. Kell Brook was sitting there fighting bums and KOing these bums, and Khan was still matching his knockout ratio. And even the bums that Khan is for early in his career, because everyone fights bums, right? He's for better bums than Kell Brook. And now all of a sudden he's used to these bums. Now he's not used to these top fighters, right? He's not used to adversity, because that's what's going to happen. And this is the point I've been trying to make throughout all the videos that I made. When you fight top fighters, you're going to face adversity, which means you're likely to lose. You're more likely to lose. I'm not saying you're likely to lose, but you're more likely to lose than just fighting bums. You're more likely to get knocked out when you fight bigger punchers and better competition. So when Amir Khan got knocked out by Prescott at the age of 21, who had 17 knockouts, all came within less than 3-4 rounds. Out of 19 fights undefeated, Khan was 21. And he faced a puncher. That's A, bad management. And B, this guy is a knockout artist. Remind me which fighter Kell Brook was fighting at that time. And Kell Brook actually came to the pro game earlier than Khan. So, people need to really put things into perspective. If Khan didn't face a puncher at that age, he wouldn't be knocked out at that age. And if Khan didn't face a puncher full stop, here's the thing, right? Before Golovkin, Kell Brook really never faced a puncher. Sean Porter, he hits pretty hard, but he's not a puncher. He's strong. He can punch. He has knockouts. Everyone has knockouts on their record. But he's not really a KO puncher, someone who can... He's not a Maidana. He's not a Prescott. Pound for pound, he's not a Canelo or Danny Garcia. And Danny Garcia hits harder than Sean Porter. I said this many times, and I explained why I think he hits harder. Danny Garcia was KO'd Morales, which Maidana couldn't, and Maidana has more power than Sean Porter. We know this. I made this another video. I made another video on this, and I explained it why. I don't want to go into it again. But yeah, he hasn't faced adversity, right? Kell Brook hasn't. So all of a sudden, now he faces adversity. He can't stand it. And Amir Khan, right? Kell Brook, prior to Golovkin, he never really faced a puncher, as I said. If he did face a puncher, there's no guarantee that he wouldn't get knocked out. What's the guarantee? If Amir Khan didn't face a puncher like Kell Brook didn't before Golovkin, like Kell Brook was calling Amir Khan a glass chin before Golovkin too, right? So the Danny Garcia and the Prescott fight was the only ones. If Amir Khan did not face a puncher in his career, he wouldn't be knocked out. So, the glass chin shit wouldn't even come. He would probably have a record like Kell Brook. I mean, he got robbed against Peterson, but he would still be undefeated. And he would still have a better resume than Kell Brook. We can say, the first time you fought anyone decent, you get knocked out. Well, the first time he fought a puncher, he's getting knocked out. Kell Brook is. We could say that, right? But yeah, let me know what you think. 93 Boxing, I'm out.